Okay, so now we're ready to pretty much start animations, but first we want to check that our base pose is in the correct position. Like, if we go back to this camera, I have a feeling it's going to be slightly too mauve, but I can't remember. It's been about a year since I've done this, so this is like one of the things I can't remember if it should. I remember it not being completely in line, but yeah, anyway. We're just going to do a little test animation to make sure it's in the correct place. So all I'm going to do is just select the bolt, press S, then go to frame 24, press S again, then I'm going to go in the middle and just sort of do a little animation for it. I could make a controller for this bolt as well, but I'm not going to. This is just basic test. So we should see this in game. So now we need to export and convert the animation. So what we're going to do is Call of Duty World at War, animation exporter, add new entry, tick the entry, our frame, we've got frames from 0 to 24, well it's actually from 1 to 24, but that'll be fine. Now we need to select all the joints to export for animation. For when we export the animation, we don't need to select every joint, only really, like, well, you don't need to select every joint, but we can select every joint. So basically we just select every joint and joints only, and there's a quick way to do this. If you go to the bottom, it says Depth Mesh, Depth View Skeleton, right click, select Set Members. This will select all the joints only, but it won't select the ones for your gun. So I'm just going to hold Control and select all these. So we don't want any of these exclamation marks, which are constraints for effectors or arcades or anything like that, just joints. And when you convert the animation, it will work out which ones have got animations and not. So it doesn't matter if we only animated one joint, we can include all the joints in the export. So it's set export nodes. We're not going to have a note track. That's pretty much it. Actually, I should have set a file before doing that. So it's done that. Let's just create a new folder for the animations. Just name it whatever you want. Just going to export that again. So we've got our animation. Now we need to export another model from this scene. So we go to our model exporter. I think that was from the last one when we did the view model. So new entry, click it. For support selected joints, we want to select the same joints as we did for our animation, which is pretty much everything. Plus one mesh set exports, because all this model file actually has to have in is the joints because of how the animation converter works, but you obviously can't export a model unless you have a mesh selected. It will complain, so you just select any mesh and it will let you export. We'll set a file for this as well. Export that, save. Right now we've just got to go to Asset Manager. So I'm going to open Launcher, Asset Manager. We need to go to Call of Duty World at War as well. Aim export, and copy our animations there. I don't think you can create subfolders in the animation export, it will complain, but we can do in model export. So I'm going to create a folder for that. I'm going to copy both of these models that we exported. The animated model that we just exported, and this is the view model from which is just this here. So we need those. So asset manager, we're going to need to do the model first. Typically we call this a view model because it's just the model that you see in your first person view. So give that a name, you want an animated type, we're going to browse, topology, what it will, model export, then we want the view model. If you'll need to convert your materials before it will let you convert this model, but I've got it set up just as like a basic material currently because my friend's not sent me the materials. But first we need to save this GDT in source data. Save that, and then that will let us convert that. So that's converted. As long as you see surface summaries, you know it's converted right. If you can't remember the names of the materials, if you could click convert, convert will show you the name of the material it can't find, so then you can look at that. The material names will be the same as they are in Maya. So this model should now appear in here, and it will have an orange texture. Yeah. So that's the model, and we've got our joints that we did. So that's all fine. Now we can do our animation. We're going to name that idle test. So we want it to be looping, we don't want to use bones. Our type is going to be relative. Our angle and translation error is going to be left as them. They're used for like compression, but I've never really had to change them because the default value is pretty cool. FN2000 idle test. So let's set the animation file, which is the XAnimate export. For the model file, we go to Call of Duty what it will, model export, FN2000, and we select the animated model. We convert that. That's converted fine. I'll just save this GDT again. Right, so we have our animation. Now we just want to test it. So for that we're going to have to create a mod. You could do a map, but I'm just going to do a mod because it's quicker. And we'll need to create a weapon file. So we will do that now. So I'm going to call it with a root folder, mods. I've just created an empty folder because I've got like hundreds of mods. So I was just making it less cluttered. I'll call this FN2000 test. Don't know why that's there. What is going on? So for this we will also need to go to app data, local Activision Call order mods, create a new folder called the same name, and I'm going to do a little trick to save us some time. Just go to Call of Duty World at War, we'll go to the zone, English, and then I'm going to open my fast file extractor. Just drag on prototype, close that, copy the maps folder over. We don't need any of them, so I can get rid of that. I'm going to give us some points and stop spawning. Some points. And then we'll just do a little quick edit to stop spawning. Let's just put that as -1, so we won't get any zombies anymore. I also need to create a new folder in here called weapons. A new folder again, single player. Go to raw. I'm just gonna copy. Which one should I copy? MP4, I think. You could create a new weapon file in Asset Manager, but I find this slow, quicker. We'll need that in a minute. Let's rename this as So rename it to your weapon. I'm going to rename it to that. I prefer to edit this in Notepad. It's a bit easier. FN, so we're just going to display its weapon name. You don't have to use a string file because like string files are really are useful for if you're going to release your mod in multiple languages, but we're not going to do that, so we don't really care about that. Search for view model. We want our view model name, which we can get from Asset Manager. If we go back here, copy that over, select that. And we also want our X animation name. And we want to search for idle aim. Replace that. Save that. We can leave this open. We'll just minimize it for now. I'm going to copy this back into raw weapon single player. This, I don't even know what's going on there. I must have already copied it. Yeah, if you have it in raw weapons, we can use this, and it will include all our model and animations for us. So I'm going to compile that. I'm actually going to need the textures as well. We'll need the IWIs, which I will get the names from this. Let's copy IW9 name, minimize that. Go to raw images. Paste that in there. We'll get that. I'm going to do it in app data because I'm not actually going to be creating an IWD because it just slows the process down a little bit. You'll see why in a minute. So we have compiled that. We also need to copy that over. So we've got a mod.f, our weapons, single player. We want to recache our weapon. So that will make the model loaded. And then we want to be able to test it. I'm just going to call it thread and then weapon test. Just going to create a small function. We'll get first player. We'll wait 3 seconds first. And it'll give me the weapon. Save me having to do that in game. Alright, so save that. We can start a game. We can close that. We can launch our mod. We can launch the map via this, but we're going to do it by console because it saves us a lot of time the next time we want to load it. I'll show you why later. So we should have no zombies, and we should have our weapon loading with our animation. Yeah, so we've got our weapon, and we've got our animation. So we've got a bolt that's moving. But this weapon is a little bit low, and we also want it to be back a little bit more, because if we give ourselves MP40, you see it's a lot higher than back. I'm just going to take it off now. I could just press F. Yeah, that's a lot lower than we want. So we can fix that now. Minimize that. We're going to quit out of the game for now. We don't need that. we're going to be wanting this folder open. And we want to be going to animate export so that we can copy this across quickly. So we want to go up. We want to go back up a bit more. Let's just check our camera. Yeah, that's a little better. I might actually use this as a reference and see if it's right, but for some reason I have a feeling it's not entirely right. I don't know why. Right, we'll just use that as our reference. And obviously, because we're using controllers and stuff, like our animation still works even though we've moved the whole model. So we can literally just go back to animation exporter, export selected entry. It's not even selected, so that's why I did nothing. Put that in, go to that, replace, asset manager, PC convert, that's done. Go to that, build the mod, go to mods, wait for it to finish, relaunch the mod. We don't have to unload the mod. Now just press console, and then back to that console command we put in, and we're now reloading. We can minimize these. Wait for us to get the weapon. So that's a lot better. Not sure if I want to go back just a little bit more. See. This is just the MP40 aims that are just still on for the other ones. The only one we care about is the idle. Yeah, I might bring it up more. I'm going to take that off it, bring it in. So bring it in a little bit more. Check our camera. So we kind of want to cross. So it's just Not doing me for now. I'm going to quit out of this so we can relaunch the mod. Copy that over, asset manager, PC convert, read that, rebuild the mod, relaunch, load them up. So we've got a pretty speedy process of rechecking animations, which is what we want. We could do it even more speedy if we were to do it by patch, but I can't bother. We want to be pointing more to the left. I'm actually going to pause this video now, and because this weapon's for a friend, I'm going to ask him how he wants it to actually look, and then I'll get it to how he wants it to look, and then I'll resume this video. So bear with me. Okay, so I can't actually get hold of my friend because he seems to be AFK. So since pausing the video, I've tweaked it a little bit. I've just moved this hand in a bit closer because there's a little gap, and then his fingers are made a little tighter, just so they're a little bit more out of the way. I've also brought the gun back more down. Actually, instead of switching between panels, we can just do this instead. Right here, we'll just go And we'll do that as look for selected. So now we can look at both. Yeah, what I've remembered about this cross, it's not that it's off, it's that in game the weapon, you see more of the weapon than you do in this. So that is the center, but in game you can see a little bit more of the weapon, as you can see here. We can see back, but yeah. Anyway, so I went on YouTube again and then tried to find the stance of the Modern Warfare 2 of it, and it seems to be quite low and also pretty far back, about as far back as we have it now, but a bit lower. So I'm just going to put that on the other screen, and I'm going to lower this and then put it back a bit, just a little bit more. Obviously if we look at this, this doesn't have a silencer, so if we get rid of our silencer, I think that looks pretty close. I just might get rid of the tilt on it. A bit more forward facing. Just play around with it until you're happy, really. But it's best to spend more time playing around with it now than making a few animations and deciding it's wrong, because then you're going to create less of work for yourself unless you are really good at updating the other animations. Alright, let's convert this. Let's compile it. We will quit. Relaunch the mod. Load them up. So we compare these. If we think of it without the silencer, I might actually want to bring it forward a little bit and a bit more to the left, and also bring his arm out a bit, which I'll do now. I'm just going to bring his arm out, move it back, down, back. Move him across a bit. That's the MP45, which is a lot higher for this model. I think I should be happy with that. Sorry, just my recording stopped because I pressed F10 for the shortcut, but that also stopped my screen recorder, which is not what I wanted. So I think I'm quite happy with that now in terms of stance, because his hand is where's that video? So his hand's a bit more out. If we think of it without the silencer, and when he runs, that's alright. So yeah, we can now do a proper idle animation. So I just want to clear this. We'll cut that, cut that, cut that, so we don't have any idle. We want to save this, and you also want to make a copy of it. I'm just going to rename it blank, just in case you have to restart, whatever. Just supposed to do that. Make that a bit small. I think if I was to move the rig forward a bit, that camera would be better positioned. So, get the scope in. So it's not really that massively accurate. Anyway, idle animation. You can do an idle animation of however long you want. Depends if you want to tweak or stuff. I'm going to do mine about 30 frames. So I'm just going to select the gun controller, press S at 1 and 30, so then it's over, can loop back and it's seamless. And then I'm just going to add, like, I know the game adds a little bit of sway, but I'm just going to add a bit more downward sway. Just a little flick, and then we need to update that to be 30. And we're also going to export that as no longer test, but the real one. So let's export that. Let's make this aim track a lot longer as well. I'm going to do a 30 frame pull out animation. So I'm going to go back down to 1, set this right down. Let's just have it like so. More to the left. Right, this is very simple because there's only 2 keys, and obviously it just interpolates between them. I mean, you could add in a little, like, side kick, so it's like stops and then comes up, if you want to do that. Or you can do like I did for like some of my melee weapons, where you have like fancy flicks between the hands and stuff. It's up to you, but I'm just going to do this for now. We're going to add a new entry. So that unselect the animation one. That's this one, 0 frame to 130. So yeah. Save this as quit. And I will export that one. It's not exported. No. Why is it not doing that? prefer to export. Oh fuck, I forgot that it didn't copy over, so we have to select them and then set export nodes. Sorry. Yeah. That would indeed be the problem. Bit of a dull moment there. So in here, we can create a new aim, we just copy and paste from. Then we're going to call out. So we've got a new one that's already got our model in. We don't hit the looping. The rest of the settings are fine. Just change the animation file. Pull out quick. PC convert that one. We want to do one that's idle as well. This one is looping. Dun, dun, dun. So we've got our new 2 animations. We're going to go to our model weapon file and get rid of the test extension I've got on my idle animation. I'm just going to search for aim. Idle aim, no. Empty aim, fire aim, no. Chamber aim, melee aim. Melee charge, reload aim, reload empty, raise aim, pull out. This is our quick raise aim. I'm going to do one where he pulls the bolt back for the full, for the normal one on the first pull out. I probably should have made this one a little short. I should have probably made it about 15-20 frames because it is a quick one, but we could speed its FPS up if we wanted to be lazy to get around that. So save that. Oh no, the game's done. Quit this, ready. We need to this is the one I've saved. We need to update that one. We need to update raw weapons as well. Update that one. Why have I click credits? No. Mods, and then we want to build that. Mod.ff should get a little bit bigger as well. Only a tiny bit actually. Margin of them. Test this animation. Have I got my plot? Dun, dun, dun. Oh crap, it's re-exported over it. So I'm going to do my idle one again. Which is good anyway, because I can do it between 30 and 60. Well, because I had both its entries and they're both from 30 to 0, so it's overridden it when I copied it over. So the idle aim is the same as the pull out, if you get what I mean. What's that? I don't want that. Minus 2.75. Right, yeah, we'll do that. Spot them. Convert the idle. Quit. Mods. Build mod. Relaunch. Back to them. Load them up. So that's this one now is R1 pulling out. Just going to get myself. So that's a long one. So it's like an up and over action actually, so I might change that to be more up and over. Oops. You always need to be careful that you're animating the right frame. So now it's pretty much just a case of playing with your animations to get them how you want, which doesn't really need me to teach you how to make, like, you're happy with your own animation when you're happy. So I think I may pause this video till I'm happy with my idle animation, and then unpause it, show the pull out one, then pause it, same sort of process until I'm happy with each, because otherwise the videos will get quite a bit too long. Right.